All right, boys, what's going on? It's the Worst Duelist here with the Worst Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. I'm here with my boy Mike.
Even worse duelist.
He's the greatest duelist. I'll let him lie to you. Look at our replays. I think I beat him maybe one time. Uh, but yeah, so this is going to be the first episode of a podcast that me and him kind of just want to just do for fun. I mean, pretty much the whole channel is just for fun. But yeah, we figure we could do maybe like half-hour long segments, just go over whatever the fuck we want to talk about and just ramble for a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully people enjoy listening to us talk. But so I actually had the idea of this podcast because I literally just wanted to talk about Girsu the Orcus mekk-knight.
It's the best. It's literally the best splashable engine.
I feel like it's like the most underutilized splashable engine. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that it's splashable.
I think people are on, like, they're looking at all the OCG stuff. Like, I know, what is it, the Evil Twin? The Evil Twin
That
cards
new
are
shit,
coming
yeah.
out. Like,
yeah.
I feel like people are kind of drawn from the stuff that hasn't been released yet, and they're not paying attention to stuff that we already have,
Right.
like, in the format.
And another thing was like the Jet Synchron engine was really popular right before the ban list, and I feel like that's a more of an easy include because it's you got 3 tuning, 3 Jet at the cost of discard 1 card. You get to do full combo. But I think what the mekk-Orcus Girsu brings to the table is a more versatile, because like I mean obviously like Fiberline was really good.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But you could do a lot with Girsu, because like I mean in the Neptune's deck I do the monstrosity play with it, and like I end on like VFD, and you do all kinds of stuff. I mean the lines can get a little crazy, especially if you get uninterrupted. But you
And it's funny, I saw him using this engine in the Nefties deck, and I'm trying to help my roommate remake Lightsworns. We're trying to mess around with the deck for a few days, and I'm sitting there and have like this epiphany. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I not playing Girsu in this deck? It just gets you a free reborn, and you don't have a lot of normals.
like a Raiden, right? Like Raiden's like your only normal.
Like, half the time it's either Lumina or Raiden. Yeah, like those are your 2 normals, you know what I mean?
Math Man's in Power Crept.
And yeah, I don't know. And like Girsu is such a power normal in that deck, because it's like gets you a monster reborn, gets you a Link too, which is even better. And like the fact that I think people are a little nervous, like that engine isn't good, because if you don't see it, then like Lib is dead in your extra
Right,
deck, you know
that
what
is
I
the
mean?
problem.
So
It's
that's
just
like the issue.
not searchable. But even then, it's like, is it really though? Because
Exactly, I don't think it is.
you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can, if you draw the World Legacy guy, especially in Lightsworn, there's like, I bet I'm gonna just like discard this off of Lumina,
Well, I
and
think
we're just gonna be big
Succession
chilling.
is just always
I need
live,
that's true.
like, in
Succession
almost
is
every
just
deck.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you just hard drew it.
right. It's definitely just a solid incline. I mean, I used to play it as a 1-of back in the day. I mentioned that in the hero deck profile, and in the old
'Cause that was
Assault
the
list,
thing, right?
you
Yeah,
could just
yeah.
play the cheeky 1 just as an extender. But
That Almron
you know,
Succession.
then you, yeah, that's okay. We're not gonna talk about that play. You actually then got real crazy with it, and you're like, you know, let's just play like the 1 Succession, the 1 World Legacy Guard Dragon, because in the original list, the original Lightsworn list, he was playing, I think it was double Succession, right?
Yeah.
Because there's really nothing else that's good unless you're playing mekk-knight for like World Legacy Secret or Whispers. But he was like, let's play World Legacy Guard Dragon, and then just like go fucking all the way
And
crazy.
it's so spicy, because then you can literally tutor for one of the 2 cards. And the best part about that engine, I think, in the Lightsworn deck, that's like different than other decks splashing the engine in, is like with all the new Chaos support, like that Chaos Valkyrie, that's what really got me on the boat.
Right,
'Cause
it's
you can
cool.
literally just dump Crown or any of the monster that you would have, sent
Right.
off of Girsu, lips live. So you don't even need the Girsu
absolutely.
in that situation. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's just like the Girsu kind of just becomes like overkill.
And it's
but
a dark,
you're
like,
right.
that's so
Lib
good.
Lib is just a good card. Like Lib is really good going first or second, because it's an extender going first, and then going second it's extender plus disruption if you get that far. And you know Girsu's fucking hand trap magnet. But
Exactly.
in terms of the World Legacy Guard Dragon, it's like you're already gonna play the baby Chaos Dragon. So I mean, like you could go LP Pisty, you could go summon
I just think
Brotar,
that
revive
engine is
Brotar.
so good too. Like if you're able to put that into something, like
And even like we're probably like missing something with that too. Like there's probably some other fucking guru of dragons
yeah,
that's
there's
just like,
probably,
what the
like-
fuck are these guys bringing back Brotar for?
I didn't go too in depth into like the guard dragon aspect.
Yeah,
of
he
that
just
combo.
it was an idea. Yeah,
I imagine there's something like crazy you could do with it. I was trying to focus more on the chaos, like the new chaos.
all
support
right,
they
yeah,
got.
creator and
But
shit.
you're
yeah.
definitely right though. Like, can you imagine the lines you could go essentially?
Dude, there's just too much you can fucking do with Lightsworn in general, and then like Girsu just is just like a testament to like Lightsworn itself is just this crazy nonsensical mashup deck. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about Lightsworn. But yeah, it's just kind of like I kind of figure any deck that doesn't have a good normal summon, or maybe like a non-searchable normal summon, a combo deck, specifically a combo deck, you could just play the Girsu engine, and it's just free stuff. I mean, the card is just so good, and you got crazy, and you're like, oh yeah, man, you play fucking Creeping Darkness, and you fucking search him, it's broken. It's fucking broken.
I mean, okay, yeah, that was a little wild, but like you could do some crazy stuff though, because like there are cards that can tutor it out. But
my man's made a World Legacy deck. I'm like, who? He was playing the sword. He played the level 1 sword. Are you people listening to this? He played fucking World Legacy, the monster card.
In pure, that card's all right.
Bro said, so you normal summon it right, and then you just attack their guy, and it's just great. It's a good card.
It's a wonderful one target, right?
But I mean. Yeah, there's just tons of applications. I mean, there was an old deck that I back in my day before there was a needle fiber. I proxied needle fiber, and I actually was trying to play TGs.
Oh, don't tell him that.
I'm not going to tell the TG story, though. I promise I'm not going to tell you the TG story. So the TG story is it's terrible, but my buddy came over. He came over to my house, and he was like, hey, man, this is trash, but you know what you could do? You have these needle fiber proxies, right? So we had a deck that was Red Resonator, and it was like Tanky's Baby Chaos Dragons when they were at 3, Predaplant Engine 2. No, this is before Predaplant Engine, because the Predaplant Engine mitigated the fact that needle fiber wasn't out, because we tried to play it in the current format. Anyway, the engine was Red Resonator, Tengu's, the tankies, and then like basically just like good stuff like the Chaos Dragons for like the Guard Dragon plays. But the idea was Tengu is broken with Link summoning,
so good.
But even in that deck, also we had one Brilliant Fusion back then, but also like Girsu could be broken in that, because like Red Resonator to me is like the same kind of concept as like trying to play something like Goblinberg, Elemental Hero, Solid Soldier, Tin Goldfish. Not good enough.
Yeah.
So I figured if I tried to like remake something along those lines now, obviously discluding Brilliant Fusion, but we could play Girsu in it, and just it was really just like this dumb, like super explosive combo deck. And I think the end board was something like Titanic Galaxy. No, it wasn't Titanic. It was Naturia Beast.
Naturia Beast.
Naturia Beast. I don't think Avermax. It was Appaloosa. No, we played Guard Dragons. That was the meme, and Argopane was legal. So the end board was Hot Red.
Like Seal and stuff?
No, yeah, it was Seal, Hot Red, Naturia Beast, and something else. I don't remember. I'm not even going to try to remember. Might have been Savage Dragon. But yeah, fucking Seal. And that piece is just a broken card, but it kind of falls off to Forbidden Droplet, but that's a different scenario. But
that's different altogether, yeah.
Really just like, even outside of like playing with Girsu, I feel like deck building in Yu-Gi-Oh is just like this like wonderful world of just like pure imagination, for quoting Willy Wonka here, but like seriously, I feel like deck building in Yu-Gi-Oh, when you're not trying to like streamline it just to tier 1 strategies, when you're getting towards like the more tier 2 and even like the rogue kind of things, there's a lot of shit you can do.
Really interesting. Yeah.
It's really fun because it's just like it's kind of the beauty of a ban list as opposed to a rotation, because Mike and I have both played Magic on and off for some time, and we usually end up kind of putting it down. For me, it's always been in favor of Yu-Gi-Oh. I think Mike just kind of gets tired of it, but I don't really even know. How do you feel about it? What is the meme there?
I play too much EDH. That's
it's too much Commander.
Those games last way too long.
But you're fucking chilling with the boys, and you're just out here with the boys. It's pretty good. But back to what I was trying to say. That's kind of the beauty of a ban list, man. Your card pool is fucking bottomless. I mean, there's tons of shit you can
crazy.
do. It's like even like the Smoke Grenade is another testament to just like the fact that this card pool is so huge. Yeah, it's like fucking. There was no way to ever use it.
Play?
Never. I don't think ever. Maybe I feel like there could have been some hand control strategy that tried to use it, but like
Goat control,
no, like goat format, like around that era maybe, but I don't think so. I never really done too much vintage research. I was more of
I haven't looked too much into that either.
I was more of like a Teledad kind of guy. I was always looking at that format, and Rescue Cat's another one of those that I was always kind of enthralled by, but never really delved too much into that one. I just love Heroes in Dark Arms, but yeah, man.
No, I definitely think you're right though. Like, people are kind of stuck into like this frame of what the best cards are, and it's like they
Fiber Crosser Rorodon Metal Marcher, right? Yeah,
and they don't like, I don't know, branch out and try other stuff that could potentially be good. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's
like we're trying to provide with like the Girsu.
Well, the thing is like it's funny because like we could also sound like just total cucks here because like everyone knows that Girsu is a powerful card, but it's like the thing is like people are like, oh, it goes in mekk-knight or Orcus and that's it.
Yep.
And that's
kind
of
like the flat line. You can't splash it into other stuff.
Right, which just isn't true.
I feel like that's wrong.
Just isn't true.
And I feel like with more people on this like new build where it's like you have to like play at least 9 to 12 hand traps.
Deck,
it's like you're not really gonna have a strong normal summon. They do. If you look at Infernoble, it's connector.
Right, but those are hand trap magnets.
Like, exactly. But same for Girsu, like that. If you play a deck with a bunch of hand traps and like this kind of one card normal,
exactly
into a reborn, like, you know what I mean? Like,
realistically, you need an extender
that could be good.
alongside Girsu. So,
but like that could potentially form into something possibly
kind of like a pure invoke strategy, which I mean like a ton of hand traps and then normal Girsu and go combo
and just kind of go burr. Yeah.
Right, go burr, go burr. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. But it's kind of like there's probably more power. Like people have always done like I'm just gonna play connector and summon a soul, but like that's not like equips are. They're frustrating. I mean, if you watch the gameplay that I post with me and Mike I was playing Assault Hero against Noble Knights. I mean, he really doesn't care because like he's like, all right, my equips are like fucking search spells, and the other 3 are just like engine requirements. Living Fossil's good. Divine Sword is like whatever. The worst to draw is probably Smoke Grenade, but I opened. Two equips, malicious and this fucking it's something else. I don't know. It was bad. You probably watched it. Yeah, basically, there was one line. It was really funny though because the line was summon Dragoon because again Dragoon go, but it's funny. Dragoon was enough in that video.
It was enough. I think it was enough.
That's
in that
another
video.
fucking problem. Yeah. We'll get to that later. But yeah, it's kind of just like the connector is one of those kind of similar cards. But what I was trying to say before was like. The Nephthys strategy is a very good example of like my one play in archetype is pre-prep, and then if you ash me, I lose. So the fact that like cards like Connector and Girsu are hand trap magnets kind of can mitigate your rogue strategy.
I think that's what I think they're good because it like that'll get it out. You know what I mean? Like you'll rip one of the hand traps out and then resolve something you actually want to resolve.
It's honestly just like basic 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh. Like you have to play your worst cards first so that you can try to get to your true intentions, like what you're trying to do. And that was also a problem that I struggled with a lot in trying to play Synchrons before Jet was banned, like trying to play Speeder Go Burr, but
because
there's not a whole lot within that archetype specifically that you can do to kind of create that sort of gameplay.
That's the big problem, I think, because we've messed around with that.
Yeah, him and I both were definitely theory crafting with that a lot. That's another good deck that's super fun to theory craft with. I mean,
super solitaire deck, but it's super fun though.
You want to go fast, bro?
Yeah,
it makes you feel alive. The hyperdrive. What are the lyrics? I don't know. Yeah, so you just go Google it. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's a fun angle to take deck building. Now I'm not telling you to go play pure Dark Lords and play Monstrosity Girsu because I mean you could if you wanted to. Superbia is a 9. I mean you really could, but
Dark Lords got some good support.
Right. I mean it's like. It's for those. I feel like Girsu fits really well in those decks. That's like my extenders are good, but they're not like super powerful. So it's like honestly Nephthys. I keep going back to this deck because this is what I've mostly tested it with. But
it's a great example,
right? It is. It really is a good example of it. Yeah, it really is. Your best normal summon is Manju.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. That's not bad. Good. That's because like Manju resolving doesn't get you what Girsu resolving does.
And that's where I think Girsu shines. It's like. how good is this normal summon in comparison to like the normal summon in archetype you would be playing? You know what I mean?
And it's like a while back, Mike made this fucking crazy. I don't know where. I feel like I came to him in a dream or something. I'm not too sure, but he comes at me. I get off work one day when him and I used to live together. I came off work one day and I go sit down or whatever, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man, so I had this idea, right? So you play 3 World Legacy Monstrosity. This is before Girsu came out. It's like, and then you play 3 Oviraptor." 3 Misk, what was it, like Tyrannos, Giant Rex,
an engine, like a small dino engine, and you just play all these going second cards.
It was the side deck, like 3 Super Poly main, like a whole kaiju package. I don't think you played Slumber. No, you did play Slumber, didn't you?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Because he got the Thunder Striking kaiju out of his deck and then Monstrosity did. So if he doesn't kill you, he just makes VFD, and then if you make him go first, he just makes VFD.
And yeah, the going first.
Because mekk-Kaku was
not
in the
the
deck
best.
too, right?
Kaku was in the deck as well, yeah.
That's also a super underutilized card, but that's another topic as well.
But that deck was awesome. I was just trying to find something that had a lot of draw power. It played dangerous too. That was
that was the thing. Yeah. Because Pogo's a 9.
Because I felt no, it's an 8. Ogopogo's an 8.
All those guys are lovely, aren't they?
The whole reason I thought it was so good is like I looked at that deck and I saw somebody topped recently, and they
was a Grand Maju list as well that kind of inspired
Grand
that.
Maju Dangers with like that. What, the Golden Palace stuff?
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what
and
it was at the time.
And I saw his like idea would trade in with like all the danger cards as just like a draw engine, basically.
Yeah,
and then playing these other cards, and I was like, what if we took that concept and like made just a going second deck?
I mean,
with an interchangeable side deck,
right?
You know what
it's
I mean?
Just like, because I mean, Tyranno is just another one of those good cards. It's like, all right, I'm gonna drop this. Go ahead, but
it's so hard to deal with that card too. And that card, you don't need a lot in your extra deck,
right?
Or your main
Absolutely,
deck.
absolutely.
That's the best part about it.
The dinos don't require maybe a Dolka, maybe a Dolka Lagia, but it's just because you kind of took the concept, or at least the draw engine, from the Grand Maju deck, and like you figure, okay, Grand Maju's normal summon is Grand Maju, and like they're gonna go brr, but what if we went
playing a lot of normals?
Yeah, right, it was part. Like, what if we went Oviraptor instead and really went brr, but
it really went crazy.
But because having Tyranno is just like, I'm gonna kill you. You gonna die.
That deck was so spicy too, because not only did it have like the kaijus, I think main Dark Ruler too. You had all this draw power, and then your draw power was like spot removal on top of it.
It's like, yeah, and even like your brick hands, like, I mean, sure, I'm gonna like set Super Poly, make calamities, like
it was just like Super Poly. I'm surprised that I'm not seeing more of that card play too. That's another card I was gonna mention as well. Like, we haven't seen a lot of it. Yeah.
You figure like, you can't Super Poly Infernobles for one.
That's
they don't
problem.
give you the option, right?
Yeah.
But also Dragon Link has Buster Lock, so you just can't activate and resolve that card. So I don't know. It's bad against back row decks. But however, like that being said, it outs Dragoon. But that
was what I was thinking.
It outs Dragoon. That alone. It should warrant enough. I mean, but anyway, so we'll kind of transition actually to talk about that. Now, while we're saying deck building sort of semi-casually is really fun, competitive deck building is just fucking, here's my list, copy paste, let's just run it. I mean, the competitive state of Yu-Gi-Oh is just kind of
I feel like it's literally the opposite side of like what we're talking about.
Like, I mean, there is fun interactions that can happen. Like it can be fun, but like double hand rip, Buster Lock, it's not fun.
I'm just like, after watching a lot of the online tournaments that are happening and a lot of like competitive play, honestly, it does not seem fun from a like competitive player standpoint. I can only imagine like playing against the same Infernoble deck that's gonna like rip 3 cards out of your hand.
Right, I mean, like there's Infernoble combos where you can go like Omega Trish double smoke, like,
but it's like,
bruh.
to face that matchup, it's all die roll. It's like,
yeah,
are
that's
you going
true.
first against Infernobles?
That's true.
Did you open hand traps if you're going second? You're probably losing. That's like the situation.
Well, and also another problem with the current meta is opening driver. Just period. Just opening driver is a problem. But and Dragoon as a card, like Dragoon is a custom card. Like it has 4 effects, they're all broken. It's like literally some fucking quadruple chin fedora wearing cuck that's fucking can't get over watching fucking Duel Monsters arc of Yu-Gi-Oh is just like, I bet. So he can't be destroyed. He can't be targeted. He burns you for damage, and he omni-negate, and he go.
It very much reminds me, like, Dragoons reminds me of that kind of.
It's like player, you figure like you would Google like Yu-Gi-Oh SSJ3 Goku, and that would be his effect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that card is so dumb, and just like the fact that like they just kind of like
so easy. Like
Anaconda by card design is a super awesome card. Just like what that brings to the table for fusion decks, or really, I mean, outside of Dragoon just being splashable, the splashability of that card is awesome.
And I think it's great too. I was excited because to look at that card, I'm like, oh my gosh, Fluffles. Kill me.
Bruh. It's really fun. It's actually really good in that deck. But, like, and it's actually, I feel like
that gets overlooked, you know what I mean?
I feel like Anaconda's a balanced card too, because the clause is you can't special summon anymore after you activate it.
Yeah, you're stuck.
So, like, I mean, if you're going, like, full combo doing it at the end, that's one thing, but, like, if you have to use it to play it, that's, like, an option for you. But the fact that Dragoon is what's coming out of it is kind of like, they're just going to ban Dragoon, which also kind of sucks because I'm a Dark Magician player, but we'll just we'll move on from that. So like that sucks for me, but like I'm definitely not one of those casuals that's like, you should only be able to play it in Red Eyes or Dark Magician.
My faithful servant.
Yeah, that's always the line. Whenever I draw the Dark Magician in any of my decks that play Dragoon, my faithful servant to my side. Yeah, it's pretty trash. Well, it's funny because in the gameplay that I uploaded, I opened Dark Magician the first game, Red Eyes Fusion the second game, and Red Eyes in the third game. So they are literally my faithful servants.
But it goes to show like the downside of playing that engine. You know what I mean?
Obviously, that's true.
Like,
that's true. But even then,
I think it's too good. You know what I mean?
Like we were saying before, man. The one card starters mitigate the fact that I drew this normal monster.
Yep.
If my combo goes through, but it's just
that's what I mean. It's like these dead cards. It's like I can just get out of it with one card.
I just feel like Guru shouldn't be able to be like, I'm gonna play this Red Eyes Fusion. I'm gonna set a Guru and set 4 back row. Like that's just like, come on, bro.
That's the issue I have with it. It's like you want to allow like decks that can play Dragoon to play Dragoon,
but that should Guru summoning a Dragoon for no reason should not be happening.
That deck specifically should not be summoning, a Dragoon.
And like it kind of is like the similar with like the Numeron engine, but like no one plays that, which I find quite weird.
I think that's weird too, because I think that stuff is really good.
Well, I saw some guy trying to play pure Numeron, and he just did Zexal every turn, so that's pretty lame. But
yeah, I imagine it's not fun, but it's good.
It's like Guru can do that too, and like you could do it with fucking Geist if you wanted to. I mean, like, any back row deck, like literally any stun deck. Like you could just summon a Zexal and set a bunch of judgments and be like, I bet. But
playing against Gravekeepers.
Yeah, GKs. Oh no! So like you activate Network and you resolve it, and then you play Necro Valley after. You're so right. You're a genius. See, that's the next stun deck right there.
Because that deck doesn't use the extra.
GKs.
So like, that would be
GKs with fucking Numeron, bro. Let's do it. Maybe it's because like people caught wind of Ghost Ogre being a good card. I don't know. I feel like Gamma Imperm is like the only hand trap that I've seen in like anyone's list for Top Cut.
All I see are like Gamma and Driver too. And personally, after like playing with those cards, they weren't that good for me. Like,
I mean, Gamma's nuts. Yeah, but
insane.
I feel like the downsides with Gamma are just like it's very high risk, high reward.
And that's how I see it too. It's like, well, and it's only good against specific like hand traps too, which is the other problem.
That is very nice.
Doesn't prevent like your like Imperm, Valor, stuff like that, which is.
I mean, like the versatility of Gamma is definitely the draw, because like if I'm going activate E-Call, let's use a better example. No one's gonna Ashen E-Call.
Yeah.
If I'm going activate a Hero Lives, my opponent plays Ash.
No, that's a really good example.
And I chain Gamma and they just get shit on, and let's say Gamma my Gamma, in which case that's
schedule, stop that.
In that case, it's very much a Dryden effect. Chain my body, chain my body, chain my body. It's like one of those memes.
One of those situations.
But That is definitely the appeal of Gamma, but Imperm will always be good. That doesn't need to be said. But another thing, what the fuck? Why is Nibiru bad? What the hell, man? Like it's like that card came out and it's like, bruh, this is like
so good.
This ends combo. I remember those guys. Combo will never be playable again. Those fucking guys, dude.
2020.
Actually, have you guys heard of my boy Noodle Fiber? Bro. All those fucking cucks are just like, hey, yeah, like literally Needle Fiber comes out and he's like, sick token. I'm about to go I'm about to go off. But and that's another problem is like I also really like fiber by card design, but the fucking everything that surrounds it just ruins it.
I do too. And honestly, it hurts me to say it, but I want that card gone. But like, I love Neil Fiber.
It's a fun card to play with,
yeah.
but you can do some degenerate shit with it. I mean, I maybe I sound super casual, being like, "Oh, you shouldn't be able to do that and everything," and blah 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 blah. But I mean, that's kind of just like such the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, Pendulum's just summoned Miss Valley Apex Avian for no fucking reason. I mean, that was 2014 Yu-Gi-Oh, but still, like they just shit it. They were like they had no business playing that fucking card.
Exactly.
Mechanical Hound was another one they did.
Same exact thing. It was like, why are you playing these cards? Degenerate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, that was also a time when one negate just winning the game. So like Vortex Avion. Oh my god, dude, unfucking breakable. What do you do? How do you beat this Avion Vortex? Oh fuck. And you, like thinking back, looking at like Pepe. Especially nowadays, like Perform Mages and Pals, like with like what's that card, Plush Fire and shit. What like their board back then, like it's so trash. It's like Dweller Rafflesia. Yeah. What else? What else did they do? Like some guys were literally out here just going like the fucking Dynaster Fusion guy, Magister Pendulum, and fucking Ignister, and be like pass. But like that's so garbage. The Ariadne build definitely was like, alright, I'm gonna set 3 strikes and a warning, and I'm gonna make a Rafflesia.
Yes,
so that's one thing. That's one thing. Oh, it was like Titanic Galaxy Rafflesia Dweller was a board you could do.
You're right, they made Galaxy. I remember that.
Because you actually go Ignister and Dynaster because they're level 8s, and you can make Titanic Galaxy. But
you use your Ignister.
It's just funny. Like nowadays, they just wouldn't even get that far. You would just get smoke grenaded into oblivion
and just lose. Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Like that card needs to get banned. I just don't think that card is good by design at all, especially given the circumstances. But it's like, why am I playing Dark Ruler? Why am I playing Nibiru? Well, why am I playing all these blowout cards? Because that's obviously the name of the game, right? Your opponent makes big board. I have to have blowout cards to break board, and they just are like, no, you're just not going to get that far. And that's kind of
It's more like one card board breaks kind of thing.
It's like I have to. It creates this sort of sack game state where it's like it produces salt because it's like, oh yeah, dude, I fucking ripped the Dark Ruler, and then I'm like, alright, but I'm gonna top deck the Droplet, and then you're just gonna fucking rage quit, and it's just it promotes unsportsmanlike conduct. I think it's just because like not only is like the opponent salty because you're just looking at my hand and taking out my only chance of beating you, but like there's also the backhand, like I just said, where I can just rip the other Dark Ruler or rip the other Droplet, and then you're just upset about it.
Your hand and you just have the absolute nuts. You know what I mean? Like they have. It's just like
or that fucking you got it all, or you have fucking every 1-card starter in the book, and you're just like and then whenever you top the ruler, they're really salty. They're really salty when you get the ruler then. But
no, I think you're right though. And Evenly is kind of the same boat as those cards.
It's like Evenly,
but
I feel like Evenly is debatably
off a little bit
better than Lightning Storm sometimes because the shit gets banished face down. Like you lose your battle face. Obviously, that's always been the downside. That was the design with the card was you lose your battle face, but. I mean, I feel like the amount of generic side we have is not a problem, but also like not given the circumstance of like what people are actually doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'll always have love for this game.
Oh, definitely.
Regardless of just, course. I mean, like there may be formats where I walk away, but I will always have a love for Yu-Gi-Oh. It has definitely just always been the casual, sometimes competitive. I never really taken it super seriously. I know you have been to at least a single YCS under a under a pen name, which we're just not going to get into that story. We'll talk about that another time. It's actually a really funny. It's a really funny story. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're actually. We'll just right. Well, we'll be using fake names, I suppose, but yeah, that's a funny story. But really,
I don't think it matters.
Right? Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I don't think fucking Jerome is listening to this. That fucking balding loser. If he is listening to this, you're a balding loser. But yeah, I feel like we've pretty much covered most of what we wanted to.
I think that's most of for this time.
Yeah, for sure. And then we'll think of some more stuff to ramble about for about a half hour and try to put another one of these out there. I hope that the footage that I'm playing of me organizing my deck hasn't put you to sleep. But yeah,
even if Also, any recommendations for topics too? That could be a thing.
Yeah, or even recommendations for the visual, because we don't really want to do. We don't. The thing is like
two guys.
One mic, two guys, one mic. Yeah. The thing is like we don't. It's not that we wouldn't really want to do video. We don't have like a really good place to film. We're very limited on camera equipment. I mean, you could probably tell from just watching my content. I record with the phone, and I don't have lighting and stuff. So maybe someday. But as of right now, we're just gonna kind of do the audio with just some sort of video playing over it. So if there's any suggestions of what you'd like to see, maybe gameplay, maybe gay porn. But whatever. I mean, yeah. Seriously though, leave some. Yeah. Please, somebody, Ophidian, anyone? Is anyone out there? Yeah. But go ahead and let us know below if this does get to anyone's ears. But like and subscribe if you haven't. And I guess we'll catch you next time. Simps.
Take it easy, guys.